Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm giggling. Amanda and I have been backstage in the green room just giggling, and she just said something that made me giggle, and I just snorted, and I thought, well, that's appropriate. That's that's what we're gonna do today. We are gonna show up and play, and thank you for joining us for episode 2 of High Vibe Chats. This is my beautiful guest and friend, Amanda Patti from Ireland. Do you want to say a quick hello, Amanda?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you, Kerry. So it's an absolute honor to be here and a little bit nervous, but way more excited and just really looking forward to what feels like playful conversation. And I do feel there's going to be a lot of goodies coming through that we're going to co-create together. Looking forward to it.
Lots and lots of goodies. So no surprise. I woke up about I don't know 6:15 this morning, and I was like, okay, inner being, here we go. And obviously, whenever you put something on calendar, an event, you're like, oof, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Is it going to be good? Is this going to work? And I was like, okay. It's fine. Of course it's fine because we're masterminding here. So, my good friend Noah brought me the masterminding concept after, gosh, I don't know, after an event. And there's a link in episode 1, which sends you to an Abraham snippet in which the hot seater asks about what is masterminding, how should it be done, blah, blah, blah. And it's really good. So definitely check out the link. And of course, my high vibe chat with Noah, which is always entertaining. Anyways, masterminding is when two people come together. So let's take Amanda, and Amanda has an inner being, and then there's Carrie, and Carrie has an inner being, and they call it essentially a dovetailing. So we are connecting with higher self. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. That's always our thrill bumps, as Esther says. Um, so that's it. It's a coming together. So Amanda, ooh, I just got some more. It means they're here and we're gonna play and we're gonna connect. I have had the extreme pleasure of meeting so many really delightful people in my Abe and Esther travels this year in 2025. And I just want to play. I just want to eat, sleep, and breathe this. And I met Amanda and her husband, Matthew, on the sidewalk outside of the Edinburgh event. And Matthew was on stage on Sunday. The second day, it's 2-day event. So he was in the hot seat. And no coincidence that I ran into them right out on the sidewalk. And all of us were flying high, our inner beings were flying high, and it's co-creation, you guys. This is co-creation at its best. And I think one of the reasons I want to bring high vibe chats to the world, the community, to our physical presence is that we're never alone. It's always this intertwining. You don't have to book a session with your bestie and go, "Ooh, let's have a mastermind." It's just showing up. In fact, at the end, the hot seater says to Abraham, "Hey, so I should schedule this weekly, and we should, And I think the Napoleon Hill talks about masterminding as well. And they're like, "No, you should pick your happiest, lightest, lightheartedest friend and go have fun and have a day of it." They talk. Esther sometimes calls it her Taco Bell vortexing, and so we come together to play. We happen to be doing it with you in the now, even though you may not be watching it live. We're doing it now. We're co-creating. So I woke up this morning and all those thoughts, and I had a thought come to me, of course, and it was I heard the word gondola, and I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. I live at the base of the ski resort, literally paces away from the gondola, which when I hear gondola, I think of the machine that flies through the air to take you up the mountain to ski, right? So then as I was continuing to think in meditation and vibe and hang out with my team, I then got an impulse to chat GPT it. And I was like, okay, because sometimes when I can't find the thought, I can feel it coming in. So I just literally I just hit a button and asked Chat GPT. I go, what is that guy called? And the boat and that thing in Italy. And it sent me the coolest response. It's of course called a gondola. Because I was getting this vision and vibe of boat and smooth waters and downstream in regards to our conversation today. And it it's like he's called a gondolier. The boat is called a gondola. And just before we came on in the green room, they said, it's like you two girls are reclined in the gondola on pillows, just chilling, having a great conversation. And I'm like, yep, that tracks. Whatever we ask for is there, as Abraham teaches us. We're always being guided to what we want in our path of least resistance in that moment. And so that's kind of what I'd like to chat about today. Amanda, I'm going to toss it to you in regards to that and about our morning. You had left me a voice message back after I explained, sent you all the gondola stuff. And you were kind of like, wow, this is really intricate and bespoke and surreal how we ask for something and there it is. And yet we're still kind of surprised when there it is. So I'm going to toss it to you and let you jump in on this yummy downstream convo.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's interesting. For me, I find it just fascinating is probably a better word, how when we let go of like efforting and trying so much, like this whole conversation, meeting you, like you said, when myself and Matthew met you over in Edinburgh, even just a little backstory to that, before myself and Matthew left the hotel to walk up the street where we met you, I wasn't going to go with him. I was in two minds. He's like, "Do you want to come to the shop?" I was like, "Not really," because I was feeling lazy and I just wanted to relax. And something just gave me the hunch: put on your runners, just go, fresh air, get out for a short walk. So literally, he was walking out the door when I took after him and went with him. So if I hadn't delayed him by doing that, going, having to put on my runners and dress up a little bit, the timing would have been off. Plus, might not have met you. So it just showed me that I did something where I wasn't trying to meet you. The timing was perfect, how it all unfolded. And we had that wonderful interaction together. And it was
Oh,
all
yeah.
requiring
I'm
zero
gonna
effort,
interrupt because
zero
I'm so
effort.
excited. It is
Please
about
do.
timing and it's also about the wanting. So I wanted to meet more high vibe Abraham friends from across the world. And boy, did I get a yummy one with you guys with an Irish accent too. Oh, my heart be still. There's nothing better. Okay, the Scottish are just like, wait a minute. But it's timing and it's the connecting of the dots, and that story that you just told us is us realizing when we connect the dots. I had a desire to meet amazing people. You had a desire to meet people, putting words in your mouth, of course. But it's funny how you had a desire, I had a desire, and it comes together. And Matthew had desires, whether it's to go for a walk, to see a sunset, but the timing of it too. And it's always specific, isn't it? Like that. It's like, oh, I was kind of wanting to go get some fresh air, or I was wanting to, in this case, for all of us, further the conversation because seminar had just ended. It was 2 days, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh yeah, I do want to continue this conversation and continue what Abraham is teaching us, right?
Yes. And that was actually something I don't think I thought it through consciously, but I do remember feeling on the Sunday, the second day of the event, I do remember feeling like, oh, I'd really love to share this joy I'm feeling. Obviously there's Matthew too, but I mean like in the sense with somebody we've not met that's just on this same, if you want to call it on the level, gets it. And it was the last, literally, like we were going home. I think we stayed the Monday. I'm not sure about you, Carrie. Were you going home the next day? But it was literally like, I kind of put it out of my head, if as a thought, and it just happened. And so it was something that I was feeling, but I wasn't aware of it as being something like, oh, I wish that happened and it didn't happen. So I wasn't giving attention to something I wanted not showing up. It was like it was so lightly.
Yeah.
There was such
Yeah.
it was a desire, but it was like I was using the lightest touch in terms of what I wanted. I wasn't grippy about
Yeah.
it, but I did feel like
Yeah.
I would
And
love that.
I think that's it too. And that's when they say child's play. It's like,
Yes.
whoa, okay. So if that's child's play, because that's ringing our bell. I mean, things still ring my bell. It's like, oh my God, that rings my bell. And like you said, it's kind of a near miss on a friendship, which is fine because also there's no right, there's no wrong, and there's no ever getting it done. But it sure is fun when you connect the dots. And then through that process, and that's kind of where I want to build from today is that, okay, so we begin showing ourselves that we're connecting the dots, which is fun. And then we begin realizing that we are hearing ourselves. We are hearing that nudge or that voice that says, put your runners on, go. This might be kind of fun. And so by connecting the dots, we're also acknowledging that we are hearing our guidance, God, our inner being, higher self, mastermind, Abraham, whoever your person is, but we begin to go, yeah, my inner being is guiding me, not through somebody else's path. I always think of when I say to myself or I hear, I always think of it as a maze. You know how they have like Halloween mazes or a mouse maze where you go here and then it's blocked. So then you go back and then you go
Yeah.
here and then you go here. That's kind of how I feel like my inner being is guiding me through this maze.
Yes.
And then we come out to the other side, which would be wanted. And you're like, holy shit, I did it. I listened.
Yes.
And then I stepped to read and I allowed, and you're like, holy shit, this works. And then they go, okay, cool. That was child's play. Are you ready?
Right.
And you're like, am I ready?
Yeah.
Am I ready to rendezvous with not just great friends and lifelong global people? Am I ready to rendezvous with my lover? Am I ready to rendezvous with money? Am I ready to rendezvous with new experiences? Am I letting it in?
Yeah. And I feel like you said, with connecting the dots, it's like the child's play is like, okay, we're connecting the dots on the things that seem, it still surprises us and delights us, but it's like it's paving the way for us to stretch ourselves a little bit into things that maybe we get to upgrade our belief system with. So our beliefs get to become, it's like the building blocks so that our beliefs can be stretched. So it's like, okay, you realize that this isn't just something happening by accident, if you want to say, like you're connecting the dots, as Esther would say, or Abraham would say, I did that. You know, you're noticing the effect from your cause, you know. So how would I put it into better words? I feel personally, for me, as I look at the dots I've connected along the way, it's like it's prepared me for the bigger things. So now it's like, okay,
Ooh,
now I feel like I can hold space for,
yeah.
like, you know, they would say there's no difference between a button or a castle, but we might feel a lot more believable about the button than we do about the castle. So it's kind of like this lily pads. There's like, I see it as lily pads along the way in terms of how can we let ourselves believe, you know, let our beliefs morph, you know, more into the bigger things. And I
Yes,
think connecting
yes,
the dots to childhood
yes.
prepares us for that. Yeah.
Yes. So I think it was Canadian Cruise. I don't know. It could have been the one. Anyways, my friend Melissa looks at, and Abraham had presented to us in seminar this concept of like, it's great to connect the dots, but you guys, there's so much more, like just, it's literally waiting for
Mm.
you. It's in your vortex, and it's that belief component that you're talking about. So, and I think in my mind, this is what this group is about, the step 5 living, where we go, okay, cool. Repeating numbers are great, and rendezvous with cute boys, or meeting new people, or you found your missing ring or whatever. That's great. That's fun. That's child's play in that, like you said, the lily pad. I love the lily pad. That's a great visual. That's a great visual. And so, yeah, can we just let go? So at this Abraham event, again, I think it was Canadian Cruise, I don't know. Anyways, Melissa said to me from the seminar, she's like, go get your stuff. And I was like, oh my God, Abraham did say that, didn't they? They were talking like you were talking about button or castle, that they're the same. So go get the castle. Start opening your mind, you guys, to some castle situations. Go get your stuff. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. And you said something on your recording to me this morning about something about the stuff, literally an aha moment for you, that we are the stuff, and that the stuff is not only waiting for us, but we are the stuff. We are, ooh, I just got goosebumps, that we're already a vibrational match to it. So I just got thrill bumps. So why don't you pick up? I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, go run baby, run.
Yeah, I get them. I just, oh, all the way up my arms. So it's like, yeah, like picture this. So say there's a car that you really want, just picking anything, could be anything, we'll just choose a car. And you see that car as something out of your reach, something that you cannot have, something maybe not that you cannot have, but that is, you know, it feels like, oh, a challenge for you to own or to have in your experience.
It's a
If
castle in
you,
your mind. Right now, it's a castle, as in it's
oh, it's a
more than it's
castle.
harder. Yeah, so
Yes.
so the car represents a castle, and in your mind, you think the castle is harder than the button. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we'll go with the castle. So see that castle as made up of your energy. It is you. And feel the difference between you and that castle versus you seeing that castle as something separate to you that you need to attain.
So
Because
the
that's what I
contrast
feel. Mhm.
is what causes the feeling of separation. This is juicy. The
Mm.
contrast, you feeling different. We'll go back to the car, because the car, so you see a car and you think it's out of your reach, or it's not a vibrational match. The contrast is you don't feel in alignment with the car. And when you feel the feeling of that car and feel the allowing of it, that's when it becomes done.
Yeah. You're, yes,
Done.
you're one with
You
the
found
car.
the
I think it's like
vibrational
Abraham match. Yeah. because
Mine's a
I
G8
feel like,
plane right now, in case anybody was wondering. If you ever hang out with me and you look at my phone, I'm trying to get it to come up here. That's a G8 plane. Those are butter white seats and the yellow pillow. So I'm going to play with that. The feeling of that. Esther had said this, and Abraham, that the notion that the plane, the Cadillac, the car, the castle, it was literally made for you. And then you go, whoa, whoa, like there's a car on the line where they make the cars. There's literally a car in the factory being made for me right now because I had a thought sitting in my home that, ooh, wouldn't that be fun? So I kind of think about that my plane, my G8 is being made right now
mm,
by human beings who love working with leather, and somebody thought that that yellow pillow is like Tiffany blue, like ooh, wouldn't this be fun? Like
mm,
leading edge creation is happening. So as we're thinking about like, oh, that color, and then the piping of the seat is a perfect match to that color, and then the flooring, it's like co-creating
mm.
at its best with that nugget that you gave to us. Oh, I know. Here's another juicy piece. Oh, you guys are good. This is so good. I said to you the other day, and you remarked about it. I go, where do you think that thought came from? So
Mm.
my desire and the photo and finding the feeling place of, I didn't get the idea and go running into my vortex, as Abraham teaches us. The desires and the wants come from being in the vortex and co-creating and leading edge
Yes.
thought. So, but you said that to me.
Mm.
I said to you, I go, hey, where did you think, where do you think the good thoughts come from? And you're like,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So expand upon
I,
that.
yeah. So I think it all ties in together really well with what we were just saying with the castle and with the seats, everything you're feeling. Here's what this is my take and what I feel Abraham say in their own ways is that when the only thing holding the thing away from it being realized in our experience is resistance. It's the only thing that is if you want to call it a block, is a block between the thing showing up in our reality as realized by us. I see it as the resistance represents separation. We see the thing as separate to us. So when we go into our vortex with the thing, we are the thing, we become the thing. There is no discrepancy in our vibration. So it must be realized as part of our experience. So it's just another little
Mm.
edge on what we're saying. So when we were saying about like, I don't want to like using the word channeling, but it's like if you are feeling like you're bringing through um, streaming information that feels like coming from a higher place, source, God. I feel it's that you are one with that information, and it's like you're a vibration. You're able to translate it because of the vibration that
You're
you're at.
letting it in. You're just, it's like, it's almost like
Yeah,
a light funnel. That's, if that feels a bit cliche, like channeling, but it really is about like, you can feel it coming to you, the ideas, the
yeah,
notions, and it could be something silly like, I was looking for something the other day and I thought, oh, I would like to have that. And then I forgot about it. And then it was morning and I'm like, oh, I could use some lotion. And then I knew where my lotion was. I went to go get my lotion and the thing I wanted was right next to the lotion. Like when you tune in and tap in the morning and you're flowing, you're receiving, and it could be something silly, it could be something bigger. So one of the first stories Abe and Esther told us on Canadian Cruise was Esther had come into Boston before getting on the ship and slept well, really, really well, like 11 hours well, and woke up feeling really, really good. And they said that Esther doesn't really normally drink coffee, but Esther was inspired to make herself a cup of coffee in the hotel room. So Esther perfectly measures out the water and sets the machine and is feeling really, really good about, just feeling really good, tuned in, tapped in. And Esther had taken off all of her jewelry and set it on the stand there by the coffee maker. And Esther recalls having a thought, I should move my jewelry. And Esther didn't think anything about it, turned on the coffee maker, went into the other room to do something, came back, and Esther's jewelry is floating in coffee on the stand. And Esther's like, I did that. I did that. We can acknowledge, like, when we did something good and when we did something bad. It's like, oh, I did that. I was tuned in and I did hear my inner being say, maybe you should move your jewelry. And so as it turns out, what happened is the cup was upside down of the coffee maker, and the housekeeper had said it that way. And Esther's friend said, well, why didn't Abraham tell you to just flip the coffee cup over? And Esther said, I'm paraphrasing here, um, because Abraham told me to move what was important to me. Um, I don't feel like I did a great job of explaining that, but you are probably feeling your own answer. It's about, you're always being called to what you do want. Esther's jewelry is important to her. And so there was this thought like, oh, I should move my jewelry. And so they're like, oh, right. So like for me, I was looking for something, I was wanting something in my suitcase, and it didn't immediately come to me, oh, it's in your bag in this pocket. And then I didn't think anything of it. And then I was like, oh, I would like some lotion, and boop, there it is. So it's never done. Like a magnet, you're always being called to your vortex and what you want, whether it's small things or big things. You're
Yeah.
always the gravitational pull is towards wanted, and we just need to let it in and allow and believe
Yes.
and know that, like you said, we're one with
Mm.
everything we want. Everything.
Yes. Everything. And I think as well, you said that beautifully. I love not the idea, because it's a knowing. I love knowing that source, my inner being, knows me, knows you, knows us all so intimately that it's going to use a different approach with you to bring you to the things that are important to you, just like it did with Esther. It's going to find ways to not necessarily trick us, but it will find ways to bring us to what it is that matters most to us in through the path of least resistance. And it might look, completely different for me as it would for you, but they know how to direct us in the way that it's, even if it might be to go from A to B might look like the fastest approach is a straight line, but actually taking 2 steps to the right, 2 steps forward, 3 steps to the left, and so on, that might actually be the quickest, most enjoyable, highest path for you to take or for me to take, and it will
Yes.
navigate us perfectly mapped for our highest, most joyous path. I love knowing
Yes,
that.
yes, yes, yes. I call it bespoke because the definition of bespoke is that, think of a gentleman's suit. It's bespoke. It's specifically made for him in that time space in which they're measuring him and fitting him. Or a wedding dress. That's another a good one too. It's bespoke and it's specific. And while you were talking, I'm like, it's always it's it's always surprise and delight and fun and funny and downstream. And like you said, it's rarely A to B linear. Like in the example of my hand lotion, that was A to B, that was linear. But the other thing that I was looking for, that was like, oh, there it is. It was like, oh, surprise and delight. And it's very, very unique to you, like your fingerprint. And also to the receiving that we get is very, very individual. I often have things that come up and I'm like, well, I can't say that on tape, because it really is that intimate and intricate. And look, we all want different things too. And I think it's the overarching knowing that all is well. It's all coming to me at the rate in which I'm allowing it. And it's a lot more fun to allow and allow them to deliver it to me in the best, most unique, funniest downstream method. And when I get off course of that, it doesn't feel good. And so, really, our emotional guidance system is quite miraculous, like our bodies. Our bodies are miraculous. Like the fact that our bodies, we couldn't even begin to put words to what our bodies do. But that's a great analogy they're giving me, is that humans can understand that our bodies are more than what we can put words to, and they do miraculous, amazing things all the time. Every night we go to sleep, our bodies reset, and that every single cell is infinite intelligence. And that's mind-blowing. And then to know that we have an inner being who also individually, intricately bespoke is always calling us, whether it's buttons or castles, little things, big things, short-term things, long-term things. And it's our momentum and focus and leaning into that. They said, just get on the boat, just get on the gondola boat and receive.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. And it's that reminder too, like you said, with our bodies, it being such an intricate design. And you can see the same in nature, like, how the planets, everything that's working so perfectly, uncontrolled, unnecessarily, not necessarily meaning we've any part to play in it really, but it works so well. And using our body as an example, as long as we don't get in our own way or don't get in its way, like causing stress on it. So that's what I've noticed. Like nature is a prime example. Water will always find the easiest path to flow downhill. It will never look for the path that is most effort on itself. Same with our bodies. It uses.
I want to pause right there. That was so delicious. That was really, really beautiful nugget you just gave us. That water is always going to just flow. It's just gonna find the path of least resistance and just flow downstream. We don't have to will it. We don't have to cajole it. And it's just, and that's nature's natural set point. And that's real, that's us too. That that was good. And that's co-creation at the best, they want to say. That is co-creation. We're having a high vibe chat, a dovetailing. I can see someone else is here with us. We are all vibing, and I'm sure that's happened to all of you, where you're listening to Abraham and you hear something, you're like, holy shit, I was literally just thinking that. And then they said it out loud. This is co-creation at its best. Just letting them have, let them be the gondolier. I was going to say, let them have the reins, let them be the gondolier. And we're steering the ship, the boat, through our desires and wants, but they know. You don't have to write, dear inner being, I would like to amend my vortex.
Yeah.
They know it's shifting in the as soon as you have the thought, right? Someone's mean to you, you'd like them to be nicer. Immediately, it shifts and it gets logged, and it's oh, I love that
Yeah.
water. And water can
Yeah.
flow in small spaces and big spaces. It can do amazing things. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's a nice reminder. And yeah, just as you were saying that, I was feeling like it really is about realizing that it is the path of least effort. Like that's the natural design of everything is, and everything works best when it's by the path of least effort. And I loved what you were saying too, like about, even if we're, even if things aren't necessarily the way we might want them to be right now, but knowing that we get to, in every moment, we get to choose, have a different perspective of what's happening now, to give ourselves, allow ourselves feel some relief and take that path of least effort. And all those like I love how Abraham say like the fairies of the universe are, the cooperative
Mm.
components, like they're all lining up for us. And all we have to do is just, just allow, just even that word
Just
allow, it just feels like,
let it
you
in.
know,
Just let it in.
yeah.
Let that feeling of, they've been talking a lot lately about the feeling of, like, as I was listening to you say, fairies of the universe, I could feel it, right? Like, let yourself feel the good shit. And like they said, go get your stuff. And how do you go get your stuff? You get it through the feeling of, like what you're seeing here. Let the fairies of the universe bring it to you while you sleep or while you do whatever. Efforting doesn't work. It doesn't feel good. And allowing feels good and it works, and it's contrary to what we've learned as adults. And this unfolding and this allowing and this group and this community, the more we play together, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. And that, I think, was my desire, when when I leave these events, is just like, oh, I want to do more of this. I want to hang out with more people who get it, right? More people who are like, yeah, Carrie, that's great. That's not crazy. That's great. And not that we need others, not that we need others to join our bandwagon, but it is sure fun to do this co-creating, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this masterminding
Yeah.
and this, oh, you said this, and then I said this, and then you said that. And the other thing too about masterminding and visiting with others and co-creating is that, one of the other nuggets is when you come together. So Amanda and Amanda's inner being, Carrie and Carrie's inner being, and when we come together, they say that my resistance that Carrie has is outnumbered by the others who are in alignment, right? So I have a variety of things I have resistance around, and so do you. But our resistance, like meditation, is lessened or watered down, and we're able to hear things differently and receive differently when we're in union, right? Kind of like
Mm,
that flow that you
yes.
were talking about. When we open up and allow the thoughts to come, it comes, and letting go of that
Like it's,
resistance.
I think it's like tuning forks, when we're in that vibrational proximity and we have somebody else who comes in and they're flying high. I feel it's like you almost you react to their, it's like you're tuned by their tuning fork and something happens, it's
Yeah,
like it is
yeah.
contagious and momentum
100%.
builds.
The momentum builds, and you're a magnet. And I did want to touch on this today. They're like, we know. I was on in the hot seat on Canadian cruise, and don't even remember my question, but this is what they said. They said, you can be, you the people can be so in tune that anybody in the proximity, I can feel Noah. Noah is with us right now, and I can feel Noah like bouncing in his seat with excitement. But you can be so in tune with who you are, and people who are in the vicinity are just sucked in and drawn in. And this being the vortex and the stream of well-being. This is the stream of well-being over here. And when we play over here in the stream of well-being, they said even people who, your inner being is always calling you over here. But we as physical beings sometimes do affect other physicals where we're just sucked into the goodness, into the stream of well-being. And I mentioned Noah because I can feel Noah, and I visually can see that Noah's here too. But we talked about this. Noah's like, Carrie is like this magnet, and you just, and that's it. And as we hone, and same with you, same with all of us, but same with you, Amanda. I can feel you. I can feel your goodness. I can feel your calling. I can feel topics of conversation. I could feel this co-creation happening. I could feel, candidly, like they say, we use too many words. It's the feeling of, but you're right. The stream of well-being is so powerful, and it's fun when we co-create and play and join with others. It's just whoa, right? Whoa, more please, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like, that's when you say when more please, that's exactly what I was going to speak on is it's like we are walking, we are living the lead, we're leading edge in all of experience, and everything that we're experiencing. So I feel like the more that we let ourselves be full of ourselves, um, the more it's like we're bringing that into this space for anyone else who's in that vibrational proximity to, in a sense, activate that and tune into that themselves.
It's
So it's like
blended
we're
energy.
all,
It's blended energy, and
yeah,
that's what they've been talking about lately is that, like, when Esther's out and about, yes, she can talk to Abraham, which is her inner being, at any but she's blended energy, right? And we're blended energy.
yeah,
We tune in, we tap in the morning,
yeah,
we get feeling good, we know that we're part of something more, and we go out into this world and we're blended energy. And it's not just about being there because we want things. It's because it's more fun, because surprise and delight, right?
yeah, definitely. And I think, as you say, blended energy, it comes back to that. And we spoke about this the other day in our quick chat. But I feel like that's where the feeling for me of real power is coming home to that feeling of oneness. It's probably the best word I can find, but it's like almost where you're not seeing yourself as just you. You're coming back to blended, this blended oneness with
You are
everything
the
else, but in
toaster,
particular,
and you're the toaster, and you only work when you're plugged in. And so you're saying,
yes,
I'm the toaster and I only work when I'm plugged in. And ironically, I feel best
yes.
when I'm plugging in.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Yes,
I
perfect.
was just thinking,
So,
of course, I love how we play. You say things so beautifully, and then I hear them and see them, clarity, so well in my mind as you're speaking. You have such a beautiful, soft, delightful way of explaining this spiritual experience. And I think too, both of us have a desire to do this, to put it into words a little bit differently in 2025. Neither one of us, we've talked care for the word channeling, and candidly, it's an old term. But when we say an athlete is channeling their inner whatever, nobody gets edgy or sideways or
mm,
weird about that, because we know and expect that athletes are channeling or focusing their energy.
yeah,
right? And
Mm.
this is one of my
Yes.
desires too with high vibe chats, is that we have a variety of people from a variety of places around the world using a variety of words like our inner beings, trying to explain with words what it is. But channeling is not gross or weird or
Mm.
crazy, and it's not going to somebody else to receive the messages through channeling. It's us
Yeah.
receiving the energy, like we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier. Like I could almost, you were verbalizing what it feels like, and I was making this gesture about feeling it. But we got to plug in our device, whether you're the toaster or a sexy lamp
The
or
Hoover.
uh, Hoover vacuum cleaner. Yeah,
Yes.
they've given us the vacuum cleaner analogy, but I think I'm going to work on something sexier and prettier in my mind than
Oh, I
I
think
don't know.
Henry the Hoover, he's very sexy.
Oh my God. I literally just heard him say that's why we gave you the lamp analogy, because I can think of a really beautiful, pretty lamp. And I actually have a crystal in my hand. Well, it fell off my shirt. Now it just fell on the floor. But I had one of these sparklies, and they're like, that's why we gave you the lamp analogy instead of the ugly toaster or the vacuum, is that a lamp can be whatever you want. Oh, and it's also a
Sure.
light.
Yeah. Love it.
See? Ask and
Mm.
it's given. Ask and it's
Yeah.
given. It's like, hey, I would like to feel more of this, please. Boom, there you go. And it just, it comes in like the electricity to the appliance. And the more you allow the blending of the energy, the more you allow the flow of electricity, flow
Mm.
of water. Gosh, it
Mm.
really is juicy, isn't it?
Mm. Yes. So juicy. And I think it is like, they use the saying tuned in, tapped in, turned on. That really is the place where I feel, that's where we're most allowing, most receptive to hearing where what we're being guided to do or take action on. And yeah, I think that's
Or
using the
come
analogies we've just
here, over
used.
here, come over
Yeah,
here. The warm and cold,
yeah,
the hot and cold game they played with Kate in the car. Come over here. Come over here. It's over
yes,
here. And then you make a wrong turn, wrong, and nope, over here. Warmer, warmer,
yeah,
colder, colder,
yeah,
warmer, warmer. And then you go around the corner and you're like, "Oh, I
mm,
was totally looking for that." And they're like, "We know. We know.
yeah,
We know. We know.
yeah.
Can you just trust us?" So, I was wanting a
And
painter to come in and give me a bid to paint a condo, and it was a light touch, like you mentioned earlier. And the other day, I was like, I should go to my post office, and I literally remember saying to my inner being, I go, "Why is there a hot guy there?" And they're like, "No, because we told you so." Like your parents, because we told you so. So I follow the nudge and I go to the post office, and there's a variety of things in there. And there's literally a postcard in the mail that says painter and a QR code, a quick response code, just blah, blah. And here it is, like, ask,
mm,
given, ask,
yeah,
given. And the secret sauce is
yes.
the letting it in.
Yeah, imagine like just as you're saying that, I just thought, when you were referencing like, source saying just trust us. Imagine if more and more and more of us trusted that when we ask, it is given. Like how we would live differently, how would we would the choices we would make differently. Because that's what I notice in my own journey is it's typically because I don't trust it is given. That's why I entertain the resistance I entertain. And I thought it probably does dovetail into what we said earlier on, that the more we do the child play stuff where we're seeing, oh, I thought of this and that showed up. It's like building that bridge into really trusting that it really is given when we ask, and it's instantly given. It's not something that is held away from us for, like a dangling carrot that we have to, think we have to work hard or effort or be
Yes,
more worthy,
yes.
be
You
more
are
to actually be.
immediately pregnant with it and allow
Yeah,
the unfolding. And I get impatient too, right? Where it's like, okay, well, you said ask and it's given. And they're like, listen, a baby doesn't come instantly. It's 9 months of
yeah,
gestation. And when we plant seeds, they're planted. They're coming, they're germinating, they're
yeah,
getting fertilized, they're getting nourished. It's coming and just the knowingness that it's done, the knowingness. And I like what you said. Yeah, what if more of us started thinking this way and feeling this way? And it is happening. We're teaching our kids this, we're hanging
mm,
out with friends, we're having these kinds of conversations where it's like, the strangest thing happened to me today. And then your friend goes, oh my gosh, I'm glad you said that because that happened to me too. And then as we
yeah,
exit Abe and Esther things, for the first time I've ever heard them say a Canadian cruise, they're like, stay in touch with each other, connect. Connect. And I think it was for the purpose of momentum. And I've been doing the
mm,
Abraham Nows lately, which are equally as juicy as the live events because I've created this community and network of friends and people where we get to continue the conversation. Which, on that note, Wednesday, September 24th, which is tomorrow, depending when you're watching
mm,
this, there's an Abraham Now, and we're going to have a high vibe chat afterwards to continue the conversation. But yeah, what if we began to fully live our lives with the knowingness that, whoa, careful what you ask for, because boom, there it is. There
mm,
it is.
yeah,
Are you ready? Are you ready for that car? Because that car is fast and it moves differently
yeah,
than your other car. And then what if everybody
mm,
started to think about like this and we all begin to co-create like this, where we're utilizing our inner beings and our thoughts. On a basketball team,
yeah,
it's called winning. When the team
mm,
comes together and individually they tune in and they plug into that energy, and the whole team comes together in that momentum. It's called winning. It's called we're doing this. It's
yes,
bigger than us. How did that guy hit that shot from all the way, or girl, excuse me, whatever, from all the way across the court? It's something bigger than us. It's because we're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, musicians,
mm,
athletes. Ooh, I just got thrill bumps. It's connecting to
mm,
the energy. The other day, they said, you guys, you have energy at your fingertips. You are squandering it. You are squandering it. Lean in every
mm,
day and every moment. If you can, go, okay, inner being, I could use some help with this. Like
yes,
this morning, I was like, okay, inner being, I can feel what a nugget. What is gondola? And I literally went to Chat GPT, and they're like, da 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 da. I mean, the universe will give you the message in a stranger, in a flower, in a
mm,
cloud formation. Chat
yeah,
GPT, a postcard in your mailbox, your mother calling and saying something. Like, it's really fun and intricate and bespoke, right? Like, it's magic.
mm, yeah. That's it. And they would say themselves that it's actually not magic. We think it's magic, but this is the way it works,
We
and
just
it's
call it
it's
magic.
realizing. Yeah, exactly. Um,
Ooh, I like that. It's realizing, it's allowing, it's
yeah,
sparkly, it's good, it's juicy,
yeah,
it's intricate, it's bespoke. And,
mm,
it's, again, I think I want to eat, sleep, and breathe this on a daily basis, and I get to play with other humans on this planet, and I think um, on a daily basis, it's the okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I want to play on the team.
yeah,
Whether it's golf and it's a solo thing in that moment, or it's a basketball team, but yeah, let's play. And okay, universe, show me more people to have fun people to have high vibe conversation with. Show me someone who can paint my condo. Show me show me what I don't know,
Yeah,
right?
it's like
Like, you don't know
how
what you don't know. Show me great trips.
like how good can it get? Like how good can you let it get beyond even what you can imagine right now? It's next level, And
Yes,
something you said
yes, yes. It's
earlier.
so hard for me to sit here and be quiet because I don't want to interrupt. But yes, yes, yes. So I'm just going to gesture wildly in the background. But yes, keep going. Keep talking.
Oh, I love it.
How good can
Again,
it
just
get?
yes, how good can it get? Because that's it. We if we think we know, we're actually limiting ourselves because yeah, it can go our higher minds, our source, our inner being. I always see it as it's like a hot air balloon. This is the analogy I have. It's like it's up there in the hot air balloon and it can see the 360 perspective that I have only my perspective from the ground. I'm in the hills, I'm in the valleys, and it can see, oh my God, if you take, like, use the analogy earlier on, if you take this route, it's going to bring you the best journey to something that you can't even imagine yet. This is like, this will blow your socks off. But you have to trust us, you have to listen, you have to, because we know if you use your limited mind or your if you want to say your ego thinking, we can see that there's a hole 2 steps ahead to your left, you're going to go straight into it. So listen, because we're going to bring you somewhere that is absolutely going to take you to a level that you can't even imagine right now. And it's trusting that, and like you said earlier, just listening. Like, it's not always the loudest voice. Sometimes it can be so subtle, but it will always feel like, I like the analogy of your North Star. It'll always feel good. It will always feel exciting, or, there's a curiosity to it maybe, but it'll feel like, yes, that feels good. Even if it's subtle, follow it. So there was something you said earlier. I'm kind of jumping a little bit here, but I did want to touch on it, and it was about the basketball player and making that shot and just getting it in one go, and it's like they're in that zone, they're just in the zone. But it's like the acknowledgement of, in that moment, they are giving no attention to anything other than that ball is in that basket. So when we give attention to that which we don't want, that's the resistance. That's us holding ourselves away, not letting ourselves realize what is naturally given to us, what is naturally coming in, what is already done. It's an instant thing. That ball is in the net. Stop seeing the ball as not being in the net. Stop worrying that the ball is not going to go into the net. Stop sending the two trains in two different directions. Line up the trains. Focus your energy. Give your attention to what you want, and trust in that. I just felt that was something I wanted to bring in off the back of that, because ultimately it is that laser focused attention on what you want. Focus, hocus pocus focus. Yeah, it's that focus on what we are wanting, and less and less and less to what we are not wanting, that will allow our river to flow in its path of least resistance. Yeah.
I'm dying over here. I'm thinking mic drop as we reach the top of the hour. Holy shit. Oh my God. Like, I'm just going to put in the notes when I post the link, fast forward to the moment or the bit when she starts talking about the hot air balloon, and don't listen to any of the warm up stuff before that. Like, pick up at hot air balloon, go to end, mic drop. Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah.
that
Mm.
as they say, that was worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's one that reminds me a lot when I think I know what I need to do and it's all in my head. And it just reminds me, drop in, come back to myself, listen, tune in, and know there is a part of me that can see what I can't see. And just listen. Yeah, trust that.
In 20 years of studying Abraham, reading, listening, Coke, blah, 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 I don't know that I've ever heard the hot air balloon analogy. I've heard lots of things like you have a friend upstream. I've heard, 30,000-foot view, but that hot air balloon one just hits me differently. It feels different. And that is really, really juicy and yummy. And you're right. It's like they can see, hey, 2 feet ahead of you is a hole. Like when they're like, hey, Esther, maybe you should move your jewelry. And Esther's like, whatever. And then she comes back and she's fallen in the hole. And she's like, I did
Yes.
that. Right? Oh, my friend, we are going to do this again. We are going to, this is so good. And I hope for those of you watching this that your bells are ringing right now, because this is good. And continuing the high vibe conversation, gosh, it just feels so good, doesn't it? And the things
Oh,
that we will
it's
create, we're going to go out and get our stuff, and we're going to, and by get your stuff, I mean lay in a gondola or on a Shea lounger and watch it come to you. And the only action we take is inspired action. Like, hey, I think I'm going to go to the post office, or I'm going to go for a walk and enjoy the weather and the colors, or, oh, this is so good. This is step
yeah.
5 living at its best. What did you say? You said this thing and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the pinnacle, that's our tagline." And then you went into the hot air balloon and I was like, "No, that's it." And then the next nugget, you're like, "I have one more nugget." And I'm like, "Oh my god, the better it gets, the better it gets." But you said, what did you say? Show me. You said, "Show me how good
Show
it
me
can
how
get."
much,
What did
show me how good it can get. Yeah. How good can it get? Yeah.
How good can it get? And that's where we're at. We're vibing. We're all feeling good. We're all beginning to connect some dots, and then we're all beginning to realize that we are pointers and attractors, and show me how good it can get, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I
The
think
better it gets,
that's,
the better it gets.
yeah. All right, my friend, we're going to call it a wrap to honor people's time and tuning in. And we're going to do this again. I mean, I hope you'll say yes.
Oh,
I hope I get a second
yes.
date. Do I get a
This
second
is just
date?
as enjoyable for me. This is just as enjoyable for me, Carrie. You're absolute, just, yeah, a joy to listen to, a joy to be around, and you've just the most amazing energy. You just beam love. You are a bucket of love. And it's just,
Oh,
you radiate
man.
it. You radiate it.
I'm
Yeah, it's
gonna,
beautiful being on with you.
there we go. We need both of us on screen. I don't know if everybody saw it, but as she was talking, it's co-creating at its best. It's this blended energy. Noah said at our last conversations, like, listen, we can sit here and compliment each other back. He's so great. We just compliment each other all day long. And it's this the blending, it's the tuning in, it's
Yeah.
being in the stream of well-being. And God, this is fun, isn't it? And it really is mind-blowing that anywhere in the world we can chat with anyone. I'm hoping I met Rachel and Co from Japan on Canadian Cruise, and I'm hoping that Rachel will do a high vibe chat with us too. But isn't it mind-blowing to think you're in Ireland, I'm in the States, Rachel and Co in Japan, and as we continue to meet global friends, that in any moment we can connect and play. And that, like the tuning
Yeah.
fork or the singing bowl, the vibration goes on and on and on and never ends. And thought never ends, this leading edge thought. And okay,
Yes.
well, I
Yeah.
will not verbally go on and on and on.
Yes.
Thank you, my
Total
friend.
honor. Joy. Thank you. We'll do it again.
Yes. All right,
Yes.
people, go out and get your stuff. Get your vibe.
Yes.
Get your vibe.
Yes.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.